Concerned by the spike in COVID cases?
Well, it is concerning for all of us. You know, you have to be careful, and we are here in Oklahoma trying to do the best we can with the situation that we have, and everybody's wearing masks and being very careful. Social distancing is really important, and you know, we're glad to see that the fatality rates are still going down here, although the cases seem to be coming up somewhat with all the activity that's going on.
Sure. Does oil at $40 a barrel, which we briefly hit this week, does that price level make sense to you? Is that too high?
It's not too high. You know, it's we're seeing demand come back. Obviously, you know, gasoline usage has been pretty good. A lot of people are driving, heck of a lot more since they can't fly. But you know, we're still missing all the jet fuel sales, and that 8 million barrels is hard to replace out there. But anyway, it's I think overall we're pleased that the market has kind of found solid footing, and the pace of demand coming back is very steady. You know, we're not back to where we were, but we're certainly better than we were a few weeks ago when demand was about 80% of what it had been, and we're about 10% up from that now.
Yeah, that's absolutely encouraging. Speaking of the price of oil, you're here on a very important day in that regard, a historic one, really. You're launching the American Gulf Coast Select. This is going to be a new benchmark for U.S. crude oil prices. Tell me about it. It won't trade for another month or two. It's going to trade not on the CME, which is an interesting point in here as well. What's wrong with WTI?
You know, it's first of all, you know, you mentioned and really American Gulf Coast Select came about with a task force that's very broad across the entire industry, and we call it the entire industry community has participated in bringing this about. And you know, we look at almost always it takes a crisis to bring something like this about, and certainly we had a crisis that occurred with the lack of demand and all that, and the market failure April 20th, you know, from a landlocked market situation. So, you know, this is probably long overdue. This needed to be created a few years back. But, you know, most of the major markets around the world, almost all of them are for waterborne barrels. And so we have that situation here in America. You know, most of the oil that's produced today never goes through Cushing, Oklahoma. So you can move to the waterborne barrel at the Gulf Coast, and that's what this is all about. And it will be, but we've gone through the very first stages of creating this, and with both Argus and Platts, these price reporting agencies, taking this up and putting markets out there. This is a great thing that's occurred for American production here in the U.S. So it's a great day for this industry, and I couldn't be happier today with how this has begun.